Welcome to Dentistry Support and our live keynote today. My name is Sarah Beth Herman. I'm the CEO here at Dentistry Support. And today we are bringing you a wonderful topic of free training. We have seen so many of you commenting to us in forums, in the Dental Collaborative, in various Facebook groups, and our online groups on LinkedIn, all about wanting to know about dental practice HIPAA. So when it comes to your dental office, how do you handle HIPAA? What do you do? What are things you should be watching out for? What does this look like for you? So we're here to share that with you today, and we're excited to bring you some content that you can actually take action on right away in your practice. So without further ado, let's get started. So today we're going to talk all about HIPAA. So we're going to cover statistics, common violations, how to handle things in email, what we've done here at Dentistry Support, the risk assessments that you can do for your office, and really what does that even mean, a Q&A, and then we'll close. So welcome to our live event where we provide free training in a short 15 minutes. Today's live keynote event is going to be brought to you by Dentistry Support, your #1 remote dental support company. So we're going to dive into quite a bit here. The first place I love to start whenever we do a training event is all about statistics. I love a good opportunity to take a look at what HIPAA has been doing around the world. So whether you're a medical or dental facility, if you handle PHI or protected health information in any capacity, this is the data that you want to know about. The four most common causes of healthcare data breaches or PHI breaches is compromised credentials, phishing, which we're going to talk about that here in a moment, cloud misconfigurations, and then business email compromise. But there are some rising information on social media, lots of stuff we're going to cover today. So let's talk about a few numbers in HIPAA. So accidental negligence involving misplacement of medical records or improper disclosure of confidential PHI is on the rise. So accidental negligence is actually twice as likely to happen than malicious negligence. In 2021, the total lost business cost due to data breach was almost $1.6 million, which is nearly 38% of the global average cost of $4.2 million. So what an astounding number. And this is across medical and dental. Number 2, as of November 2022, the Office for Civil Rights has settled 126 cases of HIPAA violations for over $133 million. These are just simple situations that escalated really high. Next, 95% of all identity theft incidents come from stolen healthcare records. Such information is worth about 50 times more than credit card information. Wow. I mean, think about that for a minute. 95% of identity theft scenarios come from breaches that come from dental and medical information that's been released inadvertently. Lastly, once you post something that violates HIPAA on social media, deleting it doesn't make it go away. You will have zero control over what happens once that appears online. And that even covers if you post something on Yelp, or if you post something on Google or Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, all of those places, once you post it, even if you delete it, it doesn't mean it's gone forever. So we're going to talk a little bit about that today. So my favorite part of today's training is all about common violations. I read through dozens and dozens of information on cases that were violations in dental practices, and I am actually kind of excited to share this with you. So the first one is an Alaskan dentist, Dr. Seth Lookhart, performed a tooth extraction on a sedation patient while riding a hoverboard. The dentist had the extraction filmed and then sent the video to several people. He joked that performing oral surgery while on a hoverboard was the new standard of care. The patient said she didn't consent to the filming of the procedure, so Lookhart violated her privacy by both the filming and the sending of the video. She also did not consent to having her tooth taken out while the dentist was on a hoverboard. The state filed a lawsuit that charged Lookhart with unlawful dental acts. He was also found guilty for committing medical assistance fraud, for billing Medicaid procedures that were unnecessary or not justified. The case led Lookhart's conviction on 46 felony and misdemeanor counts. The judge scheduled sentencing for April 30th. Wow. I mean, think about that for just a moment. There is so much that can happen in a quick sharing of information. And it is shocking how a simple video can change everything. Another violation, I'll just do one more. In August of 2019, a patient posted a harsh review on Yelp about a dental procedure she received. This prompted a backlash from the doctor. The endodontist responded to the claims with the patient's specific dental history and details and procedures since 2013. The doctor's goal was to prove that the patient's dental problems were not his fault. Pretty common. As an anonymous tipster found this post, they ended up filing a complaint with the Arizona State Dental Board of Examiners, worried that the information violated HIPAA. The doctor wrote in his response that since the patient put her grievances online, she had forfeited her right to confidentiality. An outside attorney who was not involved in the case said that this is not how it works. If a patient posts a comment about a provider, it does not give the provider permission to disclose any PHI. So there are many examples here of how HIPAA can be violated. One, responding to reviews, sharing on social media, email phishing scams, ransom, a lot of different areas. And I have even more stories than these two here, but these are just two great examples. And we see this all the time in our world of social media, dentists sharing information about patients and them not having given consent for that. So let's talk email for just a brief moment. So emailing patient information, even to a third-party approved vendor or otherwise, can potentially violate HIPAA regulations due to the inherent security risks associated with email communication. So here are a few reasons why emailing a patient or emailing patient information can be considered a HIPAA violation. So lack of encryption, first of all. Standard email platforms typically don't provide end-to-end encryption, which means that patient information transmitted via email may be vulnerable to interception or unauthorized access. Without encryption, the confidentiality of patient data is compromised. Number two, unauthorized access. Emails can easily be forwarded, misdirected, or accessed by unintended recipients. Once patient information is sent via email, there is limited control over who can access or further distribute that information, increasing the risk of unauthorized disclosures. Number three, data breach risks. Email systems are susceptible to hacking attempts and data breaches. Cyber criminals actively target email accounts and networks to gain access to sensitive information. Now, one thing I learned in the research for preparing this presentation is that 4% of the cyber criminals that target and hack into medical and dental practices, 4% do it just for fun, just to see if they can do it. That's amazing and also really sad. Lastly, compliance complexity. HIPAA places specific requirements on covered entities and businesses to ensure the security of privacy and patient information. So emailing patient data introduces challenges in meeting these requirements, such as maintaining audit logs, access controls, and risk assessments related to the transmission of electronic information. Next, we have what we have done with email here at Dentistry Support. So our business, Dentistry Support, has completely removed email as a form of communication. The reason we did this was HIPAA compliance and reducing malware and ransom risks was such an important factor for us. We did not want to worry about our clients having to be scared about malware and ransomware attacks. We wanted to reduce our exposure. So we don't email our clients at all after they successfully complete our onboarding program. We have a HIPAA compliant chat system with multi-factor authentication and extremely strong password policies, which when you're first setting it up, it's like, oh, I don't want to have to do that. But we do this to protect you, your patients, and our business. Encryption of email is an option, but the transitioning away from it provides an added layer of protection for us. So we've completely transitioned away from that. And we literally only use email as a point of us initially communicating with newly onboarding offices. We also want to have real-time access to all of our clients, and we want our clients to have real-time access to their dedicated support team. Let's take a moment and go over the top 4 items that you should focus on to complete a risk assessment for your business. Now, before we get into this, what is a risk assessment and why is this a buzzword we hear when we talk about HIPAA? There are a ton of HIPAA compliant companies or companies that teach HIPAA compliant, HIPAA protection, HIPAA safety. It's really hard to decide which one is perfect for you, and often the cost is astronomical. And it's positioned that way because the risk that you're open to or susceptible to is so great, your fines can be so large. And so a lot of these companies advertise about that because they want to make sure that you invest in what their company's offering to protect your business. Now, there's some things you can do right off the bat that are going to help and protect your business. And so I want to talk about the top 4 that are really going to be helpful. So 1, physical risks. Assess patient records, physical access to information, disposal of information. Technical risks, what's your password policy? What do you allow to happen on mobile devices? What's your network infrastructure? Administrative risks, so what HIPAA training do you have? Do you have a business associate agreement with any vendor? You should, and it should include HIPAA details. And it should carry a term. We don't allow our clients' agreements to not have a term because that specifically gives us information. Social media posts, what does that look like? We have a whole blog that's going to be launched later today all about this topic that's going to break down these 4 categories. You're going to want to catch that later today. That will be located under our free training tab on our website. Social media is huge. It is something you need to assess. And these 8 topics, screenshot this right now. Take the time to go over these and decide what is acceptable for your business. So where to start? Make sure you have your software updates continuously. There's a lot of ways that your software you use, they're constantly trying to protect you and build a stronger infrastructure. Your password reset policy, your social media policy, and your BAAs. So let's take a quick moment to do a quick Q&A. I'd like to open up for a few questions and answers for you dental offices that have questions, or if you're a medical office and you want to know how can I handle things a little differently, and maybe we didn't cover a topic in this brief overview. Again, we're going to be launching a free training on our website later today we'll disclose those links to that free training that will take this into more detail later today in our story. So be watching for that link. But let's go ahead and open up some questions. We'll take them from the comments now. So first question is on your screen. Can dental offices use social media platforms to communicate with patients and share oral health information? The answer simply is yes. Dental offices can use social media platforms, but it's essential to have clear guidelines and policies in place to protect patient privacy and comply with HIPAA. Staff should be trained on what is considered appropriate content and how to maintain patient confidentiality when engaging on social media. Next question up on the screen. How frequently should a dental office update their HIPAA policy and privacy policy? So the easy answer here is that we recommend you review and update your policies, both HIPAA and privacy, on an annual basis. If you have a fiscal year or a calendar year you follow, whatever that is, just put it in your schedule to update that. You should also make sure that you follow up if there are any significant changes in regulations that you need to make sure you adhere to. Regular policy review just is good for you. It's good to update it. If you have your patients signing a privacy policy every time they come in, they might find it a little annoying, but it is helpful to do that. It just makes sure you're protecting you and your patients. Okay, we will answer the rest of the questions in the comments, so please keep them coming. We have a few more that I see on here about considerations for maintaining with remote workers, lots of information here. So we will definitely share our responses in the comment section. So I just want to state real quick that the information that we shared today is intended to provide valuable insights and raise awareness about HIPAA in dental offices. However, we want you to recognize that this presentation does not replace formal HIPAA training, and we encourage all dental professionals to seek comprehensive HIPAA training to ensure full compliance and safeguarding of privacy. So thank you so much for going on our live event today and watching and engaging with us. We are so happy that you are here. You can visit our website today, dentistrysupport.com, and you can learn all about our comprehensive remote support for dental practices. We do free training every Wednesday, but our company provides a remote support for dental practices in eligibility, AR, and phone support. We also handle credentialing and medical billing for dental. Thank you for joining us today, and we look forward to working with you in the future. If you love this content, please share, like, comment, follow us. We would love to continue connecting with you. Have a wonderful day.